Well, how you do, my buckaroos? How the heck are you? So, finally stopped smoking for the night. It was at the point where my coals were dead, so if I wanted to keep going, I would have to start another fire. So, my smoking today was bordering on obsession at that point. Once I excuse me, I couldn't stop. I mean, I started smoking. I put a ham and turkey on this morning, and then later I put some taters and eggs on, and then I put some pork chops on, and I put some meatballs on. I mean, it was bordering on obsession. I couldn't stop once I got going. Sometimes yeah. Seamus and I, these weekends like this, would always do things together. So we'd plan the menus. He'd usually formulate the rubs. That was his thing. So it's one of those things. Sometimes it's hard for me to get started. But today was one of those days that once I forced myself to get started, I couldn't stop. I was just like I had to keep doing something out there. So as long as I had that fire going, I had to keep. So when I had that last thing on there, the meatballs were the last thing. So well, I'm not going to put another fire on there. So anyways, wow, that was it was bordering on obsession. It was a combination of grief mixing with my Tourette's and my OCD. I just couldn't stop, man. In some ways it was therapeutic. In some ways I knew it was bad, because I knew I couldn't stop myself. I knew as long as I had some heat out there, I need to be putting something on here. I was going, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do next. So anyways, so I've got some distilled and bottled Crown Valley, Branson, Missouri. Cherry maple. They just put a little distillery out there in Branson. They're out of St. Genevieve. But they are doing this product out there. I've got some cold water whiskey from them, but they're doing the cold water in St. Genevieve still. But I bought just a small bottle of this. Oh, excuse me. As you can see, but it was $15. Not terribly expensive. It is a 90 proof malt whiskey with natural flavors. And I think that's maybe why it works for me where other maple whiskeys don't. Or flavored whiskeys or whatever they are. A few days ago, on my birthday, actually, I tried the Crown Royal maple. That was just way too sweet for me. I had a hard time getting her down. Crown Valley Cherry Maple Whiskey has a natural cherry maple flavor. There's a smooth taste that will refresh the palate and warm the soul. Perfect for sipping or straight up shooting. Enjoy this unique cherry maple whiskey, handcrafted with the Crown Valley Distillery, Branson, Mo. Yeah, I kept meaning to get back there, but things kept happening and I couldn't. It's very light in color, as you can see. That cherry maple is very apparent on the nose. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I think what helps is being a malt whiskey, having a malt whiskey base, and being 90 proof. It isn't as sweet as some. I mean, it is sweet, don't get me wrong. You really can't feel those sugars, especially at the end. But it's not as cloying as other maple whiskeys tend to be for me anyway. The Crown Royal one didn't work for me at all. I had a real hard time getting it down. But I mean, in its defense, I've had the same issue with other name brands. It's just they end up too sweet. This one really works for me though. It's not one I'm going to sit and drink a bottle of. I mean, I bought this bottle a while back. I still got half a bottle of. I mean, I'm going to have this, well, actually there's about 2 ounces in here on the rocks. I'm going to put the bottle away again for a little bit. So I mean, I'm not going to sit and kill a bottle of it, but it is enjoyable to have a couple ounces on the rocks. As we would get into more fall weather, I would probably drink this neat, to be honest with you. But since I have such a nice warm day, I thought it'd be enjoyable on the rocks. And it is, using my nice little Jim Beam black glass set. I really like this glass, man. It's very nice because there are some sweetness. There is some sweetness that's most apparent in the finish, but before you get there, there are other things that you're gonna take notice of. You're gonna feel some of that Missouri white oak it's aged in. You're gonna feel some of that nice malt whiskey base. that Crown Valley does oh so well. It just makes my willy wiggle, I'll tell you that right now. Boy, it makes me hard, man. It makes me, you should feel my nipples right now. I'm nipping out, baby. Do the fat bastard thing. Anyways, I digress. I am a fat bastard, by golly. Anyways, now I've really digressed. So we're trying to enjoy the weekend. It's been difficult. A lot of things have happened. Some things I don't want to say on video at the moment. I will in another video at some point when it's an appropriate time, but right now I'm not gonna. But it's been a tough weekend for my wife, I'll just say, due to some family things, and so we're kind of struggling. But I also had some things I was going to do anyway. I had before we got the news we got today. I had the coals going. I had the ham and the turkey ready to go, so I went ahead and did what I had to do anyway. Sometimes, you know, you just have to keep going on. You know, whatever happens to you, you just have to find a way to keep moving forward. Oh yeah, baby. And I think that's what happened to me today. Once I always have a hard time getting started, like I said, and I just kind of felt Seamus prodding at me all day. Come on, Pop. So I just kept putting stuff out there. As long as I kept getting ideas, you know. Oh, let's try this, you know. But it was like, you know, some folks are gonna think I'm crazy, but it was almost like, you know, a divine intervention. I kept getting his voice. Come on, Pop, you need to try this. So I kept trying that. So, anyways. I may very well be crazy. You might be nuts, Tom. I might be. After all I've been through, gosh, good golly, if I'm not nuts. I ought to be damn nuts after what I've been through. But anyways, there are some. Again, it's from those. From that Missouri oak that they use, and you really notice it in that cold water whiskey, and I really hadn't paid attention to it in this until now. But yeah, I'm getting that cherry maple you really feel, but I'm also feeling kind of those cinnamon-like notes from that Missouri white oak that really help balance this and keep it from getting too sweet and too cloying. And I think that's why I'm able to drink this better than other maple whiskeys. I will buy this again, actually. I mean, it's $15 for the small bottle. I'm guessing about $30 for a big one. Yeah, I'll buy this again, probably a small bottle, because a little bottle of this is going to go a long way for me. But I've been trying to talk my wife into making a pecan pie, actually. And a lot of pecan pie recipes will call for vanilla or bourbon. But I think this would be awesome in there in place of vanilla or bourbon. So anyways, hope you're all having a good holiday weekend. I'm Don the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk at you later.